Good morning, everyone. Today is the 27th day of Iyar, and we're going to start with counting the Omer on page 139. Let's say together, Hayoim, Shnayim, Va'arboim, Yoim, Shehem, Shisha, Shavuos, La Omer. Today is 42 days, which is 6 weeks of the Omer. We have one more week to go. Okay, we're on page 80 in the Chayenu. And in today's lesson, the Shekhinah itself, the earliest origin of godly manifestation, is too powerful to flow freely in our world without any garments, without any concealment. The garments being Torah mitzvahs. I liken it to when you have the old-fashioned bulbs, the bulbs that had the filament inside. And if the energy was too powerful, it would just shatter the glass. It would just pop, right? Wouldn't be able to contain it. But if the wattage is low enough, it could have the light burning. I have no idea how the LEDs work, so I'm not even going to go there. Avol hashchina atzma shehi reishis hagilivi kara ma she'ein soif baruch hu meir lo elamis bechinas gilui v'hi mekor kol hamshachos hakayos shebechol ha'olamos. Okay. So yesterday we talked about how there's like all the filters and let's say the curtains by the window. Now the sun is shining through again. So if we put thin curtains, the sun will still shine through. It'll be filtered, but it will still come through. But the more curtains we put and the thicker they are, it'll hold the sun back. It'll hold the rays back. So that's as far as the Shekhinah is concerned. But the Shekhinah itself, the origin and core of manifestation whereby the Blessed Ein Sof illumines the worlds in a revealed form, and which is the source of all streams of vitality in the world. Shekol, in parentheses, Shekol achai shabem einoi rak oyer hamispashit mimena k'oyer hispashos me'ashemesh. Their entire vitality being no more than the light, which is diffused from it like the light radiating from the sun. The efshar la'olamais lispoil l'kabel oyer shchinasa shetikoin. This is lavish b'seicha mamish. Concerning the Shekhinah itself, the source of all vitality for the worlds. The worlds cannot endure or receive the light of the Shekhinah, that it might actually dwell and enclose itself in them without some type of garment, without a screen and to conceal its light from them. It needs to be contained and it needs to be screened. Otherwise, it's way too strong, way too powerful. Like the sun. The sun on a bright day, you look up in the sun, you get completely blinded. If we were any closer, we would burn. The sun on a strong day, your skin burns. But imagine if you were closer. Imagine if you were much closer, you would disintegrate. You wouldn't just burn. Not you, chas v'shalom, but you know what I mean. When it's just the sun, if it was shining so strongly, the essence, that if there was no garment, everything would become totally nullified, lose their identity within their source, just as the light of the sun is nullified in its source, namely in the sun itself, where this light cannot be seen, but only the integral mass of the sun itself. Okay, what is it saying? That right now we see the rays of the sun. It's coming, filtering in through the window, right? But when it's inside the sun, we don't say, oh, the ray of the light is inside the sun. Say, that's the sun. So in order for the Shekhinah to dwell within the worlds and their creatures, there must be, therefore, a garment which serves to conceal its light. Only then can creation receive the Shekhinah and not be nullified out of existence. But what manner of garment can possibly conceal the Shekhinah? How could it even get close enough to conceal the Shekhinah and yet itself not be affected by it, so that it too will become nullified? What are we going to put? What kind of protective layer are we going to put up to block the sun? Okay, so there are ways. You could put sunscreen, you could put shades, you could put, tint the windows. So since the Shekhinah is the source of all creation, it's of course the source of the concealing garment too. So the Shekhinah is the only one that can come up with the right garment to protect it. to protect itself from, being too strong. This garment, what's this garment? It's Hashem's will and wisdom and so forth. What does and so forth mean? It refers to the levels of bin and das, which are part of the intelligence. So above, as mentioned earlier, the garments are the Torah and the mitzvahs that are revealed to us and his children. And our children. So Hashem, the Shekhinah, the garment is the tefillin that we wear, the Torah, and all the mitzvahs. So why are God's will and wisdom and so forth able to act as a concealing garment for the light of the Shekhinah without themselves being nullified? The Iraisa mechachmanafkis, for the Torah issues from wisdom, namely chachma ilah, the supernal, the higher level of wisdom. This is immeasurably higher than the world of manifestation, which is the Shekhinah. As mentioned earlier, Shekhinah refers to the initial stage of revelation, for which reason it's called the world of manifestation. Since Chachma Ilah is entirely beyond the pale of revelation, it is therefore immeasurably higher than the Shekhinah. The Shekhinah at least can come down and be clothed in something. But the Chachma Ilah is even higher than that. For he, God, is wise with the wisdom of Chachma Vatzilus, but not with knowable wisdom and so forth. We can, that's well beyond our abilities to understand. Commission is as we've explained earlier, the eternal light of God, is enclosed in God's supernal wisdom. And obviously God and his wisdom are one. So this Chachma, as well as the other levels of divine intelligence, such as Bina and Das, are far superior to the level of the light of the Shekhinah. They are therefore able to serve as a garment, concealing the Shekhinah without being nullified by its light. But how can divine intelligence serve as a garment? And how could created beings accept this garment when in fact it is loftier than the Shekhinah itself? So the Alter Rebbe now begins to explain and answer this question, and we'll continue to answer the question tomorrow. But to start, Rakshi Yarda B'Seitzer Madregais Imadrega Madrega Vishtalshus Hailamais Ad Shenislabsha B'Dvarim Gashmim Shehein Tayag Mitzvah Torah. This is only because it, the supernal wisdom and Torah, has descended by means of obscuring gradations. It comes down from the highest level to lower, and it goes through all the different worlds and screens and levels until the Torah has clothed itself in material things, namely the 613 mitzvahs of the Torah. So the takeaway is the Shekhinah is the infinite divine energy, and it goes through a process of a series of many multiple contractions, and it is now the divine energy which is compatible with the finite. It comes all the way down into this physical world. Yet it is in its pristine state. Creation, if it pours and rains and you can't see the sun at all, you're like, oh my gosh, the sun got tainted, it's suddenly gray, it's not going to come out tomorrow. As soon as the clouds move away, there it is again. The sun in all its glory. And so too, the Shekhinah comes down into this world and is concealed within this world in the physical objects of the mitzvahs and the Torah and spirituality and things that we, in Torah mitzvahs. But it's unchanged. You just have to push that away, push that aside, and there it is. So you will need a garment that will allow you to handle it, so to speak. And that's where Torah mitzvahs come in. It protects and conceals godliness. And that's why tefillin becomes so holy. We have to be careful the way we treat it, and it doesn't go, we don't want to disrespect it in any way. It doesn't go on the floor. We understand that maybe we can't see it, but we understand that in sense that there's a certain holiness. The Shekhinah resides in the mitzvahs. Okay, that's it for today, folks. See you tomorrow.